I'm Melis.
Standing in front of the small, charming house by the Oregon coast, I take a deep breath of the fresh sea air. The gentle breeze rustles the bougainvillea vines in the front yard, and I can hear my daughter Lily playing inside. It's hard to believe that I've finally found this peace after all the turmoil. I remember the day it all came to a head. I was in the living room, drying Lily's hair after her bath. Lily was only 3 then, a sweet and innocent soul. The house was filled with the sounds of smashing and shouting. Mark, my ex-husband, was in a fit of rage, yelling at his mother, Mrs.
Thompson.
She was a tough old woman, paralyzed on one side after a stroke, and she had been a constant source of tension in our lives. "Mom, I can't take this anymore. You're ruining my life and my work," Mark roared. "Mrs. Thompson snapped back, "It's your fault for marrying that good-for-nothing woman. If she hadn't left, we wouldn't be in this mess." I sighed and hugged Lily close, trying to shield her from the chaos. But then, there was a terrifying sound. A glass tumbler crashed to the floor, and a scream echoed from outside. My heart skipped a beat, and I ran to the balcony. Looking down, I saw Mark lying motionless on the sidewalk, blood pooling around him. A shattered glass tumbler was beside his head. Mrs. Thompson trembled in her wheelchair, her face as white as a sheet. "I didn't mean to. I just wanted to scare him," she stammered. I was in shock. All the pent-up anger and resentment I had felt over the years came rushing out, but in front of me was a tragedy I never could have imagined. I carried Lily to our room, locked the door, and called the police. As I waited for the police and ambulance to arrive, my mind wandered back to how it all started. I used to have a stable job at a local bookstore. I wasn't rich, but I could support myself and help my parents when they needed it. My parents were simple, hard-working people. My father was a kind-hearted man, and my mother was always worried about me, always telling me to be careful and not to trust too easily. I met Mark at a high school reunion. He was 38, a project manager at an engineering firm. He was charming, with gentle words and a caring demeanor. After a few months of dating, he painted a beautiful picture of our future. "All I need is you. You stay home, take care of the family, and I'll take care of everything else," he said. My mother warned me when I got married. "Alice, always keep a part of yourself. Don't give everything away." But I was so in love and so full of hope that I didn't listen. Just a month after our wedding, Mark asked me to quit my job. "My mother needs someone to take care of her, and you'll be exhausted if you work and do the housework." "I make enough for the whole family," he said. I hesitated, but I thought it was a small sacrifice for our future. Mrs. Thompson moved in with us right after our marriage. She hardly spoke, but her cold, scrutinizing gaze made me feel like I was never good enough. I did my best to take care of her, hoping for a word of praise, but it never came. At first, Mark kept his promise. He gave me his full paycheck, and I carefully managed the household expenses. But as time went on, things changed. He started keeping some money for client entertainment and networking. At first, it was a few $100s, then a few thousand. When I asked about it, he got angry. "You're always nagging about money. Do you think I'm a money printing machine?" Our monthly budget shrank, and I felt like a beggar in my own home. One night, Lily got sick. She had a dry cough that wouldn't stop. I checked our remaining money, and there was only $40. I texted Mark, "Honey, Lily is very sick. I need money to buy her medicine." But he just replied, "Busy." I was desperate. I called an old friend, Sarah, and she lent me the money. I took Lily to the clinic in the freezing cold, tears streaming down my face. When we got home, Mrs. Thompson berated me. "Where were you all night? Leaving an old woman to starve. Useless." I made her porridge, but she flung it on the floor. "You're good for nothing. Can't even cook properly." Mark came in and sided with his mother. "What did you do to upset Mom?" he asked. I finally snapped. "Do you know Lily is sick? I had to borrow money from a friend. I've been asking you for money all day. I'm not going to be your unpaid servant anymore." Mark threatened me, but I stood my ground. From now on, I'm only taking care of Lily. You take care of your mother. The next day, I took Lily to Mark's office and handed her over to him. It's your turn to take care of her today. I'm going to find a job. I went to an employment center and got a job as a caregiver for an elderly woman with paralyzed legs. The pay was $6,500 a month. After that, the house fell into chaos. Mark tried to hire housekeepers, but none of them could stand Mrs.
Thompson.
The constant arguing between Mark and his mother took a toll on his work and their relationship. Then came that fateful day when Mark died. The police decided not to press charges against Mrs. Thompson because of her health and the lack of intent to kill. After Mark's funeral, his assets were divided equally between me, Lily, and Mrs.
Thompson.
I took my share and left that gloomy house. Mrs. Thompson refused to hire professional help, relying on distant relatives who only came around for the money. They soon got tired of her and started to complain. Before she died, Mrs. Thompson changed her will and left everything to Lily. It was her final act of revenge against those relatives. When she passed away, I arranged a simple funeral for her out of responsibility. Now, here I am in this peaceful coastal town. I work at a senior care center, and Lily is happy at school. I've learned that true happiness comes from self-respect and independence. I'm grateful for the strength I found to leave the darkness behind and start a new life.